Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to Good Score. Welcome to my match week 35 predictions for the championship. As always, if you're going to enjoy, be sure to drop a like and subscribe as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's go. We begin with Sheffield Wednesday hosting Sunderland on the Friday night. Sheffield Wednesday last time got battered by Burnley and Sunderland lost at home for the first time this season. So which way is this one going to go? For me, I think I'll be back in the away side. The funny thing with that is, though, of course, Sheffield Wednesday have a good bounce back ability this season. I think for Sunderland, their hopes of the top two are now over. It will be the playoffs for them. I'm 99% certain of that. Sheffield Wednesday, their playoff push looks to be off track. And I don't think they'll get there. I don't think many Sheffield Wednesday fans think they'll get there now. It's just about improving on last season's finish, which is going to happen, considering how awful last season was. But I won't remind Wednesday fans of that. Onwards and upwards for them in this one. Sunderland to get the win 2-0 away at Hillsborough. Blackburn versus Norwich is the next game. Blackburn were terrible when they played my team Swansea. Absolutely awful. Of course, since that time, though, they have appointed Valérien Ismaël, their former, where's he been? He's been at, he was at Watford, wasn't he? He was at West Brom. He was at Barnsley, where he really made a success. He, of course, got them in the playoffs, didn't he? At Barnsley, Valérien Ismaël. That one, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Blackburn, they've tried to go cheap on the managerial appointment, haven't they? That was well documented. Is this too cheap an option? I mean, it's a big risk. The place in which the team are and some of the players in that squad is quite appealing, I'd imagine. But then the wage that is rumoured that Blackburn were offering for the new manager is absolutely disgraceful for where they want to go, if that makes sense, and where they could go this season still. In this one, it's a huge, huge game. Norwich are chasing. Sargent's on fire. Norwich get the win in this one, 3-1 away. Leeds versus West Brom next up. Leeds, Ampadu injured, which is huge. You do feel with Leeds that it's just going to be such a Leeds thing to do, to bottle it. But are they actually going to do it this time? Or are they going to stay true and actually see it all the way to the end? I think next month in March, I think there'll be one or two shock results. It'll make everyone question whether Leeds will do it. And then I think they'll start stringing it back together. Something like that's going to happen. I don't think it's a straight road for Leeds. It never is for them, is it? As for West Brom, of course, under Tony Mowbray, they're, of course, still up there in the table. And it looks like they will be finishing the playoffs this season. In this one, though, Leeds to get the win 2-0. However, Tony Mowbray outclassing Daniel Farke. I wouldn't put it past him. Leeds to get the win in this one, though, but for my prediction, 2-0. Oxford host Coventry next up. Coventry, another team pushing for the playoffs. They could get into the playoffs this weekend. As for Oxford, they started really well under Gary Rowett and then sort of slowed down in recent weeks. In this game, a really tricky one. Coventry to get the away win 2-1. Hull versus Plymouth is like the biggest game going on this match week, I'd have to argue. Because Plymouth involvement in the FA Cup, this game will be played midweek with the other games at the end of this episode. But the way I've written the games down, this is the next game to predict. So in this one, tough game to predict. Both sides have to get something. If Plymouth win, they'll go level on points with Hull, but their goal difference is miles worse. So it's a tricky one. Hull are really good against the top six, and teams against, not in the top six, they're not as good against, as they lost to Cardiff, lost them out. Got about the draw in this one. I can't separate the sides. 1-1 here. Luton versus Portsmouth is another massive game. Luton losing the derby. Surely that's going to take a big sting out of them when they were starting to build the confidence back up. Travelling there is Portsmouth. They, dare I say it, looking like they're going to be safe this season. It's so hard to call the relegation battle. I might have to do a video on about it very soon because Luton, surely they're not going to go down. I know we've seen it before with Sunderland, but surely not. I mean, I can see it happening, but at the same time, it just doesn't sit right with me. Like, come on, no way. No way, surely not. I mean, just thinking about it for a second, taking a step back, like Luton it back to League One. What? Like, it just doesn't make sense, does it? Portsmouth, on the other hand, away from home, not great. Could be a great opportunity for Luton to grab a win here. I don't see it happening. I see a thriller playing out. 3-3 in this one. Middlesbrough got back to winning ways. That was a long time coming, wasn't it? And in this one, they host Derby County, who, under John Eustace, just cannot seem to get their rhythm going at the moment. In this one, I've gone for Middlesbrough to get the win 3-1. QPR host Sheffield United next up. Sheffield United losing dramatically, conceding 2 late goals to end up not even getting a point from the game on Monday night. In this one, tricky game to predict. QPR to lose at home 2-0. Sheffield United in this one. Stoke versus Watford next up. Stoke, last time out, lost to Norwich, and Watford won the derby on Sunday, which they'll be buzzing about. In this one, tricky game to predict, but I've sat on the fence. 1-1 on this one. Cardiff versus Burnley, the next one to predict. Both of these sides in FA Cup action, as Cardiff go away to Aston Villa and Burnley go away to Preston for their derby, of course. There will be a video out on the channel for FA Cup predictions, so be sure to check that one out as well. In this one, I can see Burnley winning and another clean sheet, 3-0. But it would be so typical of Cardiff here just to score one and break that record. 3-0 Burnley, though, is my prediction in this one. Millwall hosting Bristol City is the next game. Bristol City have a chance, of course, to get back into the playoffs after an incredible win last time against Middlesbrough at home. This time away at the Den is not easy. Millwall in FA Cup action against Crystal Palace over the weekend of the 5th round. Bristol City to get the win in this one, though. 1-0 away. Back in the Robins here. And the final game to predict of match week 35 of the Championship is Preston hosting Swansea. Swansea don't have a great record away at Preston. We did win the home fixture, of course, 3-0 after Ryan Lowe got sacked after one game, of course. Then I think it was Jesse. I can't remember who it was. It was some random who was taking charge of the game for Preston. Preston fans, let me know in the comments. It's gonna really annoy me because I'm pretty sure he was at Swansea as a coach under Steve Cooper. Mike Marsh, it might be, potentially. Anyway, onto the game. We actually played some good football last time against Blackburn and made them look awful. Like, generally, I don't know how Blackburn that high up when they're playing like that. In this one, if Swans go with the same approach, we could definitely get the win. At home for Preston under Paul Heckenbottom, they have been solid. But the Swans, high on confidence after that 3-0 win. I think it'll be a close game. I've sat on the fence saying 1-1. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a winner one way either side in this one. It does seem to be the way that Preston win 2-1 at home against us. I'll go 1-1, but praying quietly that Swans can get the win. Well then, guys, they are my predictions for match week 35 of the Championship. As always, if you did come to enjoy, be sure to drop a like and subscribe as always. And I'll see you in the next very soon, guys. Take care. Goodbye.